Hey guys, so I have one super important question. You ready?
Yeah.
If you could max out an unlimited credit card at any store, which store would you shop at? Any ideas?
No, you gotta let us think about that.
Okay, think about it.
Cabela's.
Cabela's. Why?
Because they have really good fudge, and I could always.
You would buy a bunch of fudge.
Well, and also because they have great selection on bows and guns and boats, and it's a lot of outdoor stuff, which I really find that would be useful in day-to-day life.
So you would just totally max out your entire credit card.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. ¿Y tú, señora?
At the travel agency.
The travel agency, like for
Trips.
Trips.
Across the world.
Yeah.
Did you?
Now you want to switch yours?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with that thought in mind, I have another question. Who here has a credit card? You
Me.
do?
Yep.
You do? What kind is it? Can I ask?
It's
What's the number of it? I'm just kidding.
It's a Chase Slate.
Chase Slate.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
I have a bank one and a capital one.
So these credit cards that you do have, how often do you use them?
About maybe twice a month.
Twice a month. Okay, so you are kind of a lower user.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You?
Probably 3 times a month.
3 times a month. Okay. So you said twice a month and you said 3 times a month. Those tend to be pretty low uses of a credit card, I would say. Awesome. Well, thank you for your answers. I appreciate you guys thinking about those things. My name is Elizabeth Hauk, and today we're going to talk about how you can build your credit and do it wisely. Okay? So building credit is really important for college students, and I know that you are a college student. It actually is one of the major building blocks of a healthy financial future. So I personally have been building my credit since I was about 17 years old, and my credit score is now around a 700, and I've been building my credit through the use of a credit card, just like you guys. So some of the ways to build your credit that I'm going to talk to you about today are becoming an authorized user of a credit card, paying off your credit card balance as quickly as possible, and then staying current with monthly payments and being wise about spending. So those are all things that I'm sure you guys have used in your time as a credit card user, but just to talk about those in a little bit more detail. So foremost, get a credit card and use it wisely, okay? So first, one of the things is, especially for college students, research credit cards that are compatible with your lifestyle. So this includes your employment status, if you're a full-time student, a part-time student, your income, and your age. Okay, so some of the best credit cards for college students, if you guys want to write these down, if you ever need to recommend some for your friends, or if you find that the one that you have, if your Chase Slate, is not working out for you anymore based on interest rates, or you're not getting the best benefits from it, some of them are Journey Student Rewards from Capital One, okay, Discover It for students, Discover It Chrome for students, Citi Thank You, CITI Thank You card, and Capital One Secured MasterCard. So the reason that I recommend these to you guys is because these have no annual fee. They have cash back on purchases and cash back when payments are made on time. So that is actually really awesome. Encourages us to make our payments on time, and then we get a little reward for it in the end. So when you are completing your credit card application, here are a few things that you need to be prepared to give. So can I ask, Marcus, when you went through applying for a credit card at your bank, because it's through your bank, right? Did you have to go through like an online application process, or was it in person with the banker?
I just did it in person with the banker.
Okay. So for those of us who maybe don't want to do it through our bank or want to reap the benefits of some of these college student specific ones, you can even go online on the credit card website and fill out the application. So in the application, here are some of the things you need to be prepared to provide. First is the name, address, how long you've lived there, they will ask that. Do you own or do you rent a home? Your country of citizenship, your country of residence, phone number, birth date, social security number, employment status, total annual income, sources of income, and then your financial assets. So financial assets means the big bag of cash you have under your bed, right? Because we all have one of those. Not. the bag of cash under your bed, your savings account, your checking account, kind of the total amount of all of your financial assets put together. So if you happen to have no credit history, okay, and therefore you cannot qualify for a credit card, then here's an option for you. Become an authorized user on mom and dad's card. Okay, so I totally understand that some people's parental situations are a little bit different, and this might not be an option for you, and that's totally okay. We can talk about some other ones in a little bit. But when you're an authorized user on a credit card, it means you don't physically get to use the card unless that's agreement that you make with your parents. You don't physically get to use the card or really see the card, but you're not responsible for the payments, and you're getting the benefits of your parents' credit while also building your score simultaneously. So it's actually a really, really smart method. If you know that you personally are not ready yet to have your own credit card, then you can become an authorized user and begin to build your credit score that way. Another thing I want to say is remember to know yourself. So if you tend to be less attentive or responsible when it comes to finances, don't be scared of a credit card. Just know what a credit card will mean for you and embrace the limitations that you can apply and modify to fit your needs. So some credit cards, for example, only allow a max of $2,000 to be spent around every 3 months, which limits you to about a max of $670 a month if you really needed it. If you know that you need more restraints in order to stay responsible and wise, then I totally recommend go for it, and don't be afraid of that. Have any of you guys ever experienced any certain limitations that you have with your credit cards before?
Well, there's usually a credit limit.
A credit limit, yeah. Did you get one of those when you applied through your bank?
I think so, yeah.
You did? Do you remember how much, if you don't mind sharing? How much, if you don't mind sharing?
I believe it was like 1,500, I believe.
1,500 a month? Like every 3 months, or?
I think it was every 3 months.
You don't remember? It's okay. No, it's no big deal. I'm just wondering, was that part of because you had never had credit before and that was your first time?
Yeah, this is my first time. Yes,
Okay. So that makes sense. So that's a really, really good example. So the second thing that I want to talk with you guys about is paying bills on time. Okay, so I think we all know that that can be kind of hard sometimes. But this does not just apply to our credit card bills that we have. Okay, this can apply to medical bills. This can apply to doctor's visits, electric bills, phone bills, internet, cable, rent, any type of loan or mortgage, etc. Ensure that you are aware of the paper bills that are being mailed to you. Do not throw them out or ignore them, okay? I'm not saying any of you guys have. I just really recommend that you don't. Always make sure that you know if it's a bill, you don't throw it away. Once you open them, acknowledge the payment that is due and either call and make the payment on the due date or before if you're able, or set up payments online until the balance is paid off. So this can be either credit building or credit destroying. For example, let's say you have to go to the emergency room because you break your femur, okay, and it's about a $500 bill that you were totally not expecting to have to pay. If you know that you don't have it in your budget at the time to pay the balance in full, then I know the organization will be totally fine if as soon as you are able, you make the payment over the phone or online for $25 increment payments a month, as much as you can until you pay the balance off. And that's actually credit building. Credit destroying is ignoring that $500 emergency bill, throwing it away until it builds and builds and builds, and turns into such a bigger balance that's even harder to handle. So preventing yourself from being delinquent. Delinquency, if you guys don't know what that means, in any bill means that the balance that you owe is sent to a collection agency, and their job is to recover the unpaid debt. Now let me just tell you right now, the way that they do this is not by sending you a box of chocolates and saying, please pay this bill as soon as possible. Absolutely not. In fact, it's quite the opposite. They do this through extra fees, charges, interest rates. I know, it's crazy. And only results in a decrease of your credit score, but an increase in your bill balance. This affects you long term so negatively, and it is a no-no with the IRS. So thirdly, guys, I want to talk about being wise about spending. Make a list of all of your sources of income. So for example, as a college student, work study, a part-time job, your allowance or money from mom and dad if you have that, scholarships, grants, and loans that you get to physically see, so through a refund check, or your existing savings. When you make a list of all of these fixed expenses, then you're more able to keep track of how much you can spend based on your income. So for example, rent if you live off campus, cell phone bills, car payments, car insurance, gas, groceries, etc. Once you know what money is coming in and what money is coming out, compare the expenses through a simple Excel spreadsheet to ensure that they balance out and you have enough money to survive and keep up with the credit payments that you've committed to, whether that be reoccurring bills, loans, or a credit card. So researching efficient budget applications for you as a college student. These things can really help you keep track. So as I said, I use an Excel spreadsheet, but some of you guys might not be proficient in Excel and might not really enjoy that application. There's different options for you. So some of those, if you want to write these down, are Mint, this one's spelled weird, Toshl, T-O-S-H-L, Good Budget, Daily Budget, Pocket Guard, and Wally. So live within your means, guys. Avoid temptation and set yourself up for success. Remember your long-term goals. If you are responsible, prepared, and conscious of your budget, then you can get that ice cream as a reward for getting such a good grade on your exam. But just don't act like you deserve it all the time, right? Another option would be to bring a set amount of physical cash to limit your spending. We tend to not feel the pain of the swipe of a debit card as much as we do when we feel the paper disappear before our eyes. So in sum, guys, as we conclude, paying off credit card balances as quickly as possible, staying current with monthly payments, and being wise about spending will bring about a good credit score and a healthy credit future. Thank you so much for your time, for your attention, for your participation as we explore this important life tool today. We've had a great time learning about how to build healthy credit. Are you guys prepared to take your next step to a good credit score? Yeah? Sounds good? Awesome. I look forward to next time when we get to talk about why healthy credit is so important and the real impact that it can actually have on your life. Thanks. I'll see you guys soon.